We really have been everywhere on the programme today. We've just been in Northern Ireland, we've been in Cardiff Bay, Bangor, we've had Westminster, Iraq, and finally we'll go back to the American midterm elections. We already heard earlier on from the States. Let's turn our attention to views a little closer to home. Joining me now are some assembly workers who have more than a passing interest in developments in the US. Thank you all very much for joining me. Kat Fralick, well, I should say you're all interns, which means you all are here as kind of voluntary workers, aren't you, with different parties. Kat Fralick, you're with the Conservatives.
Yes.
Were you up all night watching these midterm election results?
No, I was in my office until about 8, looking up what was going on. But with the time difference, it's very difficult to keep up with the
I think our reporters are feeling the same thing as well, because we're expecting them to follow things as they happen and talk about them. George McAleese, you're with Labour here. Does that mean that you consider yourself to be a Democrat back home? I know they don't really parallel, do they?
Not really. I'm much more of an independent back home. I don't subscribe to any particular one of the parties. I kind of pick and choose my issues.
Did you wish you were back home last night?
Not really, no. I've really enjoyed being here, and so...
You miss out on the... Did you all manage to vote? That's the important thing.
Yes.
You all managed to do postal voting, did you? Christopher Gohlke, who's sitting next to you, you're with Plaid.
Yes.
Did that give you a different perspective altogether on the American midterms?
It did a little bit, because I think Plaid has a link a little bit with the Democratic Party. The two sort of focus on very similar things, and so I think working with Plaid here and being a Democrat at home, it really helped me to focus on these issues.
I'm interested to know how different you all have found Welsh politics, particularly. Kat, have you found it very different to politics back home?
I have, especially working with the Conservative Party. My hometown is very Republican, so you would think that they would coincide, but it's very odd to find some policies here more liberal than Republican policies back at home, and the issues are different and the focuses are different, and it's just I think it's really unique experience being over here because I get a different view on the world.
George, you don't see some of the personal attacks and advertising that we sometimes see in the American elections?
You really don't, and I think one of the other
Perhaps we should.
Yeah, maybe. But I'd hope it doesn't get to that, because what that tends to do, which thankfully I haven't seen as much over here, is it reduces all these elections down to, it just becomes about one issue, and it becomes about pandering to special interests. And so I really enjoy it over here. It seems to be much more of a broader dialogue on the parties.
Christopher, same question?
I think it makes it difficult when you have these ads that merely attack another party or another candidate, because obviously elections should be about who you are as a person, who you are as a candidate or a politician. And so I think it sort of detracts a little bit when your goal is to attack the other person.
Single question to all of you. Are you optimistic about the future of your country after last night's vote?
Yeah.
I'm always optimistic.
Perennially.
Thank you all very much for spending time talking to me today.